This is Thomas from Train Fully. In this video, I'm going to show you a quick test that you can do at home by yourself to assess the mobility of your shoulders, because having poor shoulder mobility can influence every aspect of your swing, from not enough depth in your backswing, swinging over the top in transition. It can even cause you to early extend by forcing you into a steep downswing. So if you're having a hard time maintaining your angles, you're going to want to assess your shoulders. Now, after we do the assessment, I'm going to provide you with a quick routine that you can do at home to upgrade your swing by improving the mobility and coordination of your shoulders. All right, so this is the apley scratch test. This is a great way for assessing not only shoulder range of motion, but also the coordination of the muscles around the shoulder joint and shoulder blade. Excuse me as I turn my back to the camera. I'm going to show you what to do here. We're going to start with our right hand. You're going to reach behind your head and see if you can touch the top inside corner of the opposite shoulder blade, and we'll check both sides, of course. So what is this assessing? This is a combined movement test. This is checking 3 joint actions all in one motion. We have shoulder flexion, abduction, and external rotation. So if you are unable to touch the opposite shoulder blade, that means you have a restriction in one of those 3 movements, okay? So we'll put that aside for now. We're gonna move on to the next part of the test. Now we're gonna try to go under and touch the bottom corner of the opposite shoulder blade in this manner here. Now this is assessing shoulder extension, adduction, and internal rotation. So again, if you're unable to touch the bottom corner of the opposite shoulder blade, you're restricted in one of those 3 joint actions. Now, we want a way to make sure you're not compensating when you do this. I'm obviously not there watching you do this. We don't want you to cheat. We want a really accurate description of your shoulder mobility. So we're going to use a wall, or in this case, a tree, to help keep us from cheating. We're going to place our feet up against the tree. And now come up and over. Can you touch? Check both sides. And of course, under this way, and that maintains our spine in neutral alignment. We can even combine the 2 motions and see if we can touch our fingertips together this way. Now, if you are unable to do that, I'm going to show you now a quick routine that you can do at home that will improve the mobility of your shoulders and will help you upgrade your swing. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is use a baseball, a softball, a myofascial release ball, or a foam roller to apply pressure to an area just below our armpit near the bottom of our shoulder blade. So right in this area here, okay? So I'm going to place the device on the ground and situate my body so that the ball is pressing into that area. And I'm actually searching for the most tender spot. That's going to be the area with the most adhesions. Now, this is quite tender. Why are we doing this? Well, under the ball here are 2 muscles, latissimus dorsi and teres major. These muscles extend and internally rotate our shoulder joint. So when they become tight or overactive, they will reduce our ability to flex and externally rotate our shoulder joint. By applying pressure to them with the ball or with the foam roller, we are initiating a neuromuscular reflex called autogenic inhibition. This reflex encourages the muscles to relax. So we're going to improve the extensibility and flexibility of these muscles by pressing into them, and thereby improve our flexion and shoulder external rotation. So a couple things here about the setup. There's no weight on this arm. It's completely relaxed. I can also take this fist and make a little pillow with it under my head here, and just let my body just completely relax into that ball. I would hold this for 30 seconds to 2 minutes on each side. All right, so now we're going to take the ball. I'm just going to move it a little bit further up so it's right behind our shoulder joint, or right posterior to our armpit. Again, place it on the ground first, situate our body, and let our posterior deltoid or posterior shoulder just dig right in there. Now, this one is quite sensitive, so proceed with caution here. Now, why are we doing this spot? Well, under the ball, we have a few different structures. We have the posterior deltoid, we have infraspinatus teres minor, as well as the posterior shoulder capsule. When these structures become tight, which they have a tendency to do, they will disrupt virtually every joint action at the shoulder joint because it will restrict or interfere with arthrokinematics, that is how the ball and socket joint actually moves against each other. So this is a really important area to get after. Again, we would hold this for 30 seconds to 2 minutes on each side. All right, now the last trigger point we have is going to be right here, just sort of below our collarbone, in the middle of the outside portion of our chest. So right here, okay? So I'm going to situate the ball on the ground. I'm going to lay down, and I want my arm at about a 45-degree angle from parallel. And just like the other spots, we're going to survey around, look for the most tender spot. I actually like to keep my hand on the ball and manipulate a little bit. Again, we're looking for the spot that is most sensitive. Now, what structures, why are we doing this one? What structures on the ball here? Well, we have the pectoralis major is the primary trigger point here. There's also pec minor, but pectoralis major internally rotates our shoulder. And so when it becomes tight, which it has a tendency to do, it's going to reduce our ability to externally rotate our shoulder joint. By applying pressure, again, we're improving the extensibility of the tissues and improving the range of motion of our shoulder joint. 30 seconds to 2 minutes on each side. All right, there you have it. A very quick and simple routine that you can do at home up to 5 days a week to improve the mobility of your shoulders. If you do this routine consistently, your performance on the apley scratch test will improve. And as your performance on that test improves, so will your ability to get enough depth in your backswing and maintain that depth during your downswing, which will enhance your angle of attack and help you from extending too early. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.